The UMass Field Hockey team started A10 conference play this weekend with 2 home games against St. Joe's and Richmond. I'm here with our field hockey analysts, Alex Francisco and Allie Furlo, who covered the games. How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing well. How about you, Tommy?
I'm doing pretty good. So, I want you to talk about the St. Joe's game. How do you think the Minutewomen, felt going into that game against St. Joe's, being their first A10 conference game?
Well, it was actually the first conference game for both teams. And going into this, I think the girls were pretty confident. Last year in standing, St. Joseph's only finished 6th in the Atlantic 10. So not the best season, and they're also coming into this game with 2 losses from Temple and Penn. So their confidence not up, and I think the UMass girls really took advantage of that.
Well, it's definitely very important because, as we've seen, the UMass Minutewomen usually go off in a conference play. So, Allie, give us a little, Alex, give us a little breakdown of the game. Talk about what happened, who was good, who was bad, and what we need to know.
So, in the first half, these girls absolutely dominated. They took 11 shots in comparison to the Hawks only taking 2. The first goal came from Sarah Hawkshaw, just 15 minutes in. It was a great shot from the top of the circle, assisted by Izzy Delario, slid right into the top underneath the crossbar. They continued to fire shots away at the Hawks keeper all game. Like I said, that half, they scored just 11 shots, and these girls were playing aggressively. Actually, something strange with 10 minutes left in the half, the referee actually called the captains from both teams into a little meeting, which is something I've never seen before, just to get their teams to settle down. After that point, UMass just continued to fire away shots, and with 4 minutes left in the half, Melanie Kirch actually was able to net one off of a penalty corner. But as the first half ended, Tommy, so did the team's momentum.
Well, with the first half ending, I was at that game too. There was quite a bit of drop-off. So, Alex, can you give us a little insight as to what happened once halftime rolled around?
Well, like you said, you were there. It was hot. It was a hot day. There was not a cloud in the sky, no shade, and probably 84 degrees at that field. So I think, honestly, the girls just had expended all their energy in the first half, how aggressive the play was, and that by the time it got to the second, they just looked defeated. They were getting beat to every ball, just no communication, no control, no dominance that they had really showed in the first half. In the second half, the Hawks outshot them 4-1, which is insane compared to the first half. It was sloppy. It was a really sloppy half, but luckily, I think that's just a conditioning problem, and that'll definitely be able to be fixed. And in the second half, Izzy Delario was able to net one, a nice insurance goal for the girls with just 3 minutes left, and that really helped them settle for the rest of the game.
So, like Tim's segment, I think I can guess how you're going to answer this question, but who was the girl of the match?
Izzy Delario, undoubtedly. This girl scored 1 goal. She had 2 assists, and when you watch this girl play, she's faster than everyone out there. Her stick handling is just so superior to everyone else. This girl's awesome. So far her season, she has 2 goals and 8 assists. She's the leading point scorer right now on the entire team with 12 total points. She's averaging 1.5 points a game, averaging 1 assist a game. This girl's just on fire.
All right, well, thank you, Alex. That's the St. Joe's game. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a different outcome against Richmond. Our own Allie Furlo was there with her very first coverage, and let's see what she did.
After winning their first A10 conference game on Thursday against the St. Joseph Hawks, the University of Massachusetts field hockey team faced off against the University of Richmond Spiders on Sunday. The Minutewomen were defeated 2-1 in double overtime, bringing their conference record to 1-1 and their overall record to 5-3. And on this play, Izzy Delaro pushes the ball up, stopped by Saba, pushed in by Farrell, and scored by Shauna Rankin-Burns at 15 minutes in the first half, giving the UMass Minutewomen a 1-0 lead over the Richmond Spiders. And on this play, Richmond is in the offensive spot as Haas stops the ball for Cookie. Cookie passes the ball back to Haas, she drives it in, and Laughlin gets possession back for UMass. The Spiders landed their first goal 13 minutes into the second half, which was scored by Taylor Dietrich. With a minute and 42 seconds left in double overtime, Kelly Quinn secured the win for Richmond, adding a third win to their overall record.
So as you can see, a difficult outcome in double overtime for the Minutewomen, losing to Richmond. Allie Furlo's here with us, who covered the game. Allie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
A little upset at that loss, but... So, Allie, talk about what went wrong in that game. It was obviously a very long game, over 100 minutes. What happened to the Minutewomen? Why weren't they able to capitalize?
Well, Tommy, the game was very strong. Both teams came out very strong, passing the ball, hustling to the ball, and all of that. Just unfortunately, it seemed like Richmond had the bigger upper hand in this. They were attacking the ball, especially in overtime and double overtime, and I think that just really separated the Minutewomen from Richmond.
Now, looking forward, Richmond is always an opponent that UMass seems to struggle with. We have our next game against Stanford. What do you think the Minutewomen can do to kind of rebound and, put up a fight against Stanford and maybe jump back in the win column?
Well, all I think that they really have to do, Tommy, is just transition the ball up the field. Normally, with field hockey, all sticks are made for right-handed people, so if the girls can get the ball onto Stanford's weak side, then they will easily get the ball up the field into the net and hopefully secure another win.
And I just want to know, you played field hockey. What do you think was the weakest part of their game against Richmond?
I just think that attacking the ball, but they really it was really hot out. They played a really long game, went into double overtime. I think that they just really started to just slack off a little bit, and Richmond just pounced on that opportunity.
Well, there you have it. Conditioning may or may not be an issue for this field hockey team, so we'll make sure to watch out for that. Thanks, ladies. On the other side of the break, we'll be here with Philip Zanzo talking about the women's soccer team. Don't touch that dial.